Hi, I'm Paris here today with a 5-year follow-up on our Bosch 300 series dishwasher. Is it still whisper quiet? And are the dishes still squeaky clean?
Epic review, guys.
Lots of research on dishwashers before deciding on that Bosch model, though I've been very pleased with it in the years since. Number of comments on an earlier follow-up video I did about it, so I wanted to address a couple of those things here. And when I do my washing the dishes test that I'll show you, I'm going to do it a little bit different way. Well, a couple of things have been addressed by Bosch in the model. They still sell the 300 series model, but they've made some improvements to it, and the newer ones are actually quieter than the one that I have. Also, some other people mentioned about the display that there really isn't anything, and this was, I think, the style at the time. When you open up the door across the top, that's where the buttons are, and there are just a few lights, and that's it. There are no numbers or any other indicator. The only thing that lets you know that it's still going, since it's so quiet, is a little red light that shoots out the bottom part of the door. So there's a little red circle of light on the floor right under and in front of the dishwasher, and while that light's on, it's working. When the light's off, it's done. Then it does start beeping at you, but there's no way to know how done it is. If I put the dishes in and go out and somebody else comes in, they can't know if it's going to be 20 minutes or an hour and 20 minutes before the cycle's done. So the newer model, Bosch, has actually put a full display with time and more information than the very austere aesthetic that I guess was fashionable 5 years ago. Here's the Bosch dishwasher right where we left it. And some of the dishes I'm going to try to fit in to the next load. Now about that control panel, this is what you have. The on-off button here, a few lights, and which cycle type you'd like. And that's about it. And this is a 48 decibel silent dishwasher. I think it's down to 44 on the new models. Here's the previous load. We've already gotten some of the stuff out of there. Occasionally with the wooden utensils, which after my last video people were saying don't put wooden utensils in the dishwasher, get a little egg or stuff that gets stuck on there, and that doesn't always come off. And other than a couple times over the years using a dishwasher cleaner, which is just a special liquid that you spray in when there are no dishes in it and let it do its thing, I haven't done anything to this, and it's still looking pretty good. This is what's supposed to catch larger bits of food, and occasionally I open it and take a look inside and rinse it, but rarely is there much of anything here. There's a rotating sprayer arm at the bottom and a sprayer nozzle at the top, but there are no heating elements in this. It doesn't dry the dishes by heating. It intends that you use a rinse aid, which you put in here next to where you put the soap in. You can hear that when it pops open. And this is what we've been using as our rinse aid, and it works very well. Time to empty these dishes, and let me see how many of these I can fit in for the next load. Here it is emptied. I forgot to mention there is a second rotating sprayer there right below the top tray. Now what I'm going to do differently loading these dishes that from my previous video is I'm not going to rinse. I always pre-rinse the dishes, even though I know they say you don't need to do that, and some people commented that may have affected the cleaning performance, so I'm going to put them all in as is, particularly at least one of these ones that have chicken goop dried in them right now. Alright, all loaded up, and instead of these few top rack items, I decided to go ahead and do both of the Pyrex dishes with meat and chicken stuff in them. And as per request, no pre-rinsing of any of this at all. These packs are what we use for dishwashing detergent. Notice it says cuts through grease, but in those two pans, that's a heck of a lot of grease. My concern normally would be that it wouldn't be able to flush it all out of the dishwasher and that it would get all over the other dishes. We'll see here shortly. Here's the pack with the little power ball in it. Just push on to start, and it's going to automatically check the load and keep it washing as long as it needs to. Close the door. There's that red light down below, and that's how much sound it makes. And that's the sound it makes when it's washing, so that's what we're used to hearing. Or when the refrigerator starts up, you really can't hear this. There's the beeping that the cycle is done. And we get a little warm air coming out. It's designed to do a condensation drying where the dishes get very hot in the last cycle without any heating element, just from the rinse. And then the fact that it's a stainless steel inside, the water will condense on it and run down to the bottom rather than getting the dishes wet again. Let's see how it all turned out. Everything is very hot. Still a few drops of water. Also in the tops of cups. Oh, yeah, there's still a little bit of water. And that's the way it has always been, and I'm willing to live with that to save the energy of not having the heating elements. No grease or chicken or meat stuff in there. This one also seems to be nice and clean. And the dishes and bowls and silverware, there's no grease on any of them. There's always a chance there's some little dried on piece of food that didn't get cleaned off completely, but other than that, these are completely clean. In the 5 years we've had the dishwasher, pretty much every day a load, some days two, so over 5 years probably close to 2,000 loads of dishes. Never had to call maintenance out for it, knock on wood. And the maintenance that I've had to do with that little piece that's a filter, I check it every couple months, and only occasionally is there anything in there that needs to be cleaned out. The only downsides are a cycle time that tends to be a little on the long side. This load took about 1 hour and 45 minutes. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more, depends on how dirty the dishes are. It has a sensor in it, and I chose auto as the wash option, so it keeps going until it sees that they're clean. And the little bit of water that you'll get when you have the cups in upside down, there's still a little bit of water left there, and it doesn't bother me to just dump that off in the dishwasher or the sink. I looked online for the latest prices for the 300 series dishwasher, and somewhere between $650 and $800 depending on where you shop for it. They do still have it in stores and online. I'll link to where I found it in the description box down below this video. You can keep checking back for reviews ranging from 5-year product follow-ups to brand new products from Kickstarter. Or you can click that subscribe button and the bell next to it down below. You'll get notified when my videos go up. See you on the next review.
Shopping is easy when you know what to buy.